let's go,
Hello everyone, welcome to Fundi Talk Student, your podcast for student champions. My name is Pure Masuku and I'm your host. Today we are bringing you a lovely episode. It is Women's Month and we are talking to two lovely ladies who are going to tell us about what they do and what they do in their day-to-day. But guess what? It's one of those where people are thinking, you can't do it if you are female. So going back to breaking the glass ceiling. I'm joined here by Khomoto and Davina. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hey. How are you doing?
Good, thanks.
I'm good. Khomoto, please can you introduce yourself to the listeners and the viewers?
Good morning. My name is Khomoto Malema from South African Civil Aviation Authority. I'm with the Communication and Stakeholder Relations, and I work as an Aviation Development Officer and Stakeholder Relations Officer. So part of my day-to-day is to reach out to the young learners in South Africa, all corners of South Africa, to educate them about aviation, to create an awareness about the different careers we have in aviation. And also part of what I do is also to coordinate the industry, the aviation industry, events, workshops, meetings with the aviation stakeholders.
Interesting. Let's move to Davina. Please can you introduce yourself to the listeners? And I suggest you grab yourself a pen because this is going to be a very interesting episode.
Yes, thank you. I'm Davina Govender. I work as a software engineer at Saab Grintech Defense, which is a military defense company whose base is in Sweden and they have a branch here. Okay. And I work as a machine learning or artificial intelligence specialist. And I develop and design algorithms in the various processing chains that we have in our products.
Okay, so I'm sitting here, ladies, today, and I'm one of those people that are very clueless. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are thinking, oh, it's ladies. Yes, we are breaking the ceiling. So, Khomoto, you mentioned awareness around the careers that are in aviation. What exactly are those careers, and what are the careers that we normally know and assume are there, and what are those that we don't know at all?
Thank you so much. There's a lot more in aviation. We have over 45 career opportunities. Normally, we only know about being an air hostess, which is a cabin crew,
yes,
or a pilot, but there is a lot more because for the pilot to have that aeroplane, they need aeronautical engineers that will design the aeroplane. And we also need someone who will make sure that our aeroplanes are always safe, the aircraft maintenance engineer.
Yes.
And in between, you will need someone who will communicate, who will give you guidance when you are flying, which is the air traffic controller.
So, Khomoto, it's very interesting, and I hear you mentioning all these types of careers in aviation. And most of us know a few of them. How many do you have, and what are the ones that you want to highlight when you're campaigning and all of those?
We have over 45 career opportunities in aviation. The one that I am going to highlight now is we have aeronautical engineers, people who design aeroplanes, and we have aircraft maintenance engineer.
Yes.
It's a very diverse engineering. You have people that are doing structural, and then we have avionists that work with the system inside the aeroplane, and then we have technicians, also mechanics.
Wow, this is a lot. So, Davina, let's come back to you. How did you know you wanted to be a software engineer and in the space?
It was all an accident, actually.
Oh my God! I hope a lovely one.
Yeah, thankfully I'm enjoying it. Yes. Yeah, in high school I just loved maths, I loved physics, and I was horrible at any languages. So I knew I had to go into a science field, and engineering just seemed like a natural fit. And I just found myself ending up in the software space during my studies. I did a few vacation work stints at my current company, and that's when I realized my passions lie in software engineering and puzzle solving and such, and that's how I ended up here.
So it sounds like Greek to someone who doesn't even know. So many of us, we want to be a teacher, a doctor, a nurse, because in the family, those are the type of careers that we are motivated to do. What exactly is engineering? And now we're talking software. What is that? In simple terms.
Ooh, engineering is such a broad field, but it boils down to problem solving with technical skills like maths or if you're a mechanical engineer, drawings and such. Software engineering is designing and problem solving with programming. So, I mean, your phone, Twitter, Instagram, that's all software engineering that's enabling these things.
See.
You see, you're dealing with software every day. Yeah, so it's so vast. You can solve many problems, and in this digital and technology age, software engineering is everywhere.
So also, Khomotso just mentioned that they also promoting, engineers in your space. Do you ever go to schools to campaign about these careers that you have, especially in military? You basically went and you said, this is where I want to be, or was that also an accident?
It was an accident. Everything was an accident. I mean, I didn't know the military and defense space was a place I could work in. I always thought, okay, I gotta be a soldier. I gotta have the muscles, and I can run like 10 meters and get out of breath. So it's just because I got a bursary with my company. I was just looking for someone to sponsor my studies. That's how I ended up in the space. But regarding your question about if we motivate schools and such, yes, we do have some schools that my company is sponsoring, but also we do cases where sort of a marketing exercise where we go to universities and the career days and promote the company and say, hey, engineers, you can work here. Yeah.
So speaking about breaking the glass ceiling, you are in a male-dominant, career path. How's your day to day? How do you feel waking up every day, working with the guys and all of that? How do you feel? Do you feel that you belong? Do you feel that you are respected the same as everyone else who's qualified, who has the skills to do the job?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Now I can say I'm very comfortable in my space, and because I studied engineering, I was just used to being the minority as being a female. But it was not always that way. When I first went into my job, not only were the majority men, but a lot of them were older.
Oh,
yes. So not only am I a minority in the case that I'm a woman, but also I'm on the younger spectrum of things. I hope so. My skincare is doing its job.
Right?
So I went in with this fear of appearing incompetent. And that's no reflection on my colleagues. It was purely sort of an internal thing.
Okay.
So it took me some time to develop that confidence and have enough confidence to speak up when I know something and also just admit when I don't.
Yeah.
And that's important. No one is born knowing everything. So that was a journey that came with time. And I think I always had the respect of my colleagues, but I feel as if I've earned it after I've shown, okay, I can do this. I can bring value to the company. So it was just an internal struggle that I finally got over after, I'd say, a year or two.
Oh, and Khomotso, on your side as well. So how are you handling the pressure, from the minority, being female in the space, having to organize these events, talk to the learners, make them understand that they can be there and they don't have to be, male or, older than you think, because like she was saying that, you'd find that a lot of the people in the space are older, the knowledge and all of that. How are you finding this?
Yes, it's quite challenging. Convincing a learner that is in a deep rural area that there is a career in aviation and the opportunities are there for them, because sometimes when you speak to them, you can see that they still think that it's a far-fetched dream. So it's challenging, but also from my side is rewarding as well. After I've managed to convince them that it is possible. So what we do as well to make sure that in some instance we convince them, we will have our aviation expert with us at the schools, and some of them, they are from rural areas, to show them that this is not a dream for someone who's in America or in Johannesburg. You too can be a future aviator. Yes, it's not easy, but it is doable and it's possible.
How many success stories in your role, campaigning, going to the rurals, talking about the expectations? How many success stories do you have, if you were to count? And this is over how many years?
It's over 10 years now that I've been at the communications department.
Yes.
It is moving quite slowly, but it is moving.
Yes.
Today we have a female pilots. We have female engineers. So it is moving, but it's
a slow progress.
But what we also do, we collaborate with the entire aviation industry. So we have aviation role players that are also enhancing these career opportunities.
Okay.
So like now, for example, if some of our key stakeholders have bursaries,
yes,
we have a good relationship with the Department of Education. So we do share not only from South African Civil Aviation. Like if Sub Green Tech is advertising they need engineers in the aviation space, we have that partnership or that collaboration that they will send us, and then we share with the schools that we have visited already, because from our side, we are in South Africa, we are the ones who are driving this career awareness from Civil Aviation Authority. So we collaborate with our key stakeholders to make sure that we disseminate the information to all the schools that we have visited.
So Davina, back to you. Khomotso's going to the schools and is campaigning. Just tell us about your journey. What are the results that you needed to qualify when you started your course? Where did you go? How did you fund it? And today you are here. You are a professional.
Oh, thanks. Sounds so nice when you say it like that. Yeah, so for an engineering degree, I don't know if it's changed, but I believe you need minimum 70% in maths. That's probably the most difficult.
I can't even count my cows, so I'm out.
Yeah, it's maths and physics that are important. You do need to take pure maths and physics, and that's the minimum requirement as far as I know.
Okay.
So I did that. I worked damn hard. Can I say damn?
Yes.
I worked damn hard in high school, and I got into engineering at the University of KwaZulu-Natal.
Okay.
So I studied electronic engineering. And again, I worked hard. I've always been a hard worker and also a bit of a nerd. So it goes hand in hand.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then I moved on to do my master's in computer engineering. That's where.
And you've already done your master's.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a nerd.
Success,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then qualified with that and then started work.
So how long was your degree?
The degree, the undergraduate, was 4 years, and then I did my master's, which was another 2 years, so 6 years total.
And are you planning on doing anything else over and above what you have?
PhD. Yes. That's actually something I really want to do, but it's really difficult to balance studying and work. I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm old. I don't know. But
we can't say that. The looks don't say anything about being old.
Yeah, but it is something I do want to do. I think in life you just have to have a thirst for knowledge.
Yeah,
constant learning will get you far.
So you spoke about balance. In the morning you wake up, you go to work. When you get to work, what do you do practically?
I'm an engineer, so I have a cup of coffee.
Oh, wow. To keep you awake.
That's the only thing that keeps me alive. I think I'm like down to 3 cups a day, which is an improvement.
Oh my God, okay.
But yeah, day to day, it's not too strenuous. I come to work, have my cup of coffee, sit at my desk, check my emails. Then we go on to problem solving. What issues are there on the product? Okay, we need to fix this and this.
Yes.
Communicate with my colleagues. Engineering is actually a lot of individual work because you're solving problems with your technical expertise, but also a lot of teamwork and collaboration.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's my day to day. Then I come home and sleep.
So would you say you love the accident? You said it was by accident that you ended up here.
Yes, I'm very happy where I am now, and I'm very fortunate that I do love my job. I mean, it's the biggest part of your life.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
especially, being a minority in the field and all of that, this is actually impressive and very inspirational. And with your colleagues and everyone else around you, how would you describe your relationship now versus when you started and you still had your own uncertainties and all of that?
Yeah, no, I'm fortunate. You hear some horror stories being a minority in some workplaces, but I'm very fortunate. My colleagues are all wonderful and incredibly intelligent, which is probably why I felt this fear of being incompetent. But yeah, even with the age gap and, it's a diverse crowd, we still get along well because at the end of the day, we're all professionals first and we're working towards an end goal of solving a problem. So it's been wonderful.
What has been your biggest challenge in the field?
Ooh, besides getting over my own feeling of incompetency,
yes.
yeah, I think it's finding a sweet spot, a balance between doing your work and then also engaging socially.
Okay.
When I first started, I thought, okay, you know what? I'm
This
here
is
with a
work.
skill set. This
Yeah.
is work. I'm just gonna put my head down, do it.
Yes.
But as time has gone on, I've realized the value of just engaging with your colleagues socially.
Yes.
I mean, they're all lovely people, and building that relationship actually just makes your work environment better. It makes day to day better, and I think I'm getting to that balance now. Gotten over my introverted
Yes.
self, and I try to put myself out there. And
Yeah. And back to you, Komuto. With you being in communications, obviously engaging with people, PR as well, managing reputations and all of those things. How often do you get stories where, back to Davina's point, where colleagues are not, getting together and, there's some big crisis there and there? How often does that happen?
It happens, but what I have learned is that in the media space or communication, you have someone who's doing marketing, so you need to be a team player. Then you'll have someone who will assist you with the media. And today, normally we're using social media a lot, so you will have someone who will do social media.
Yes.
You need a photographer. So working as a team is very important, or being a team player.
Yes.
Because you need to extend some of the work to other people. You can't do it by yourself. So it's very important to understand your role and others, the role of others in the team.
So to a young individual out there who's thinking, I hear what Davina's saying and I don't have a 70%, but I would really love to be in the communications. I would really love to be in the space. What are the requirements? What do they need to do to be the future you?
In communication, you require 60% on your subjects from high school, in English as well. So you can study marketing today, digital marketing. You can study public relations. You can study communication science or integrated communications from your metric.
Yes. And in your field, would you say that you are the link between all the other departments and everything else that is happening around your space?
Yes, definitely, because everything starts with communication. So I know everyone in the organization, all the departments, and also it requires me to read a lot because I'm in a technical environment. I need to understand all the departments, what is it that they do on a day-to-day, because in some instance, I'm responsible to assist them to do their safety campaigns or marketing campaigns. So I'm the link to all the departments.
And how is it being a link? How are you finding it? The balance? Are you able to balance? Do you have to be a social person? Do you have to be an extrovert to be in that role, or you just need to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it?
I can say you need to be a people's person because you engage a lot with a lot of people.
Yes.
And on a day-to-day, and you also need to create relationships, stakeholder relations as well. So if you are a people's person, it makes your life so much easy. You don't even feel like you are working when you're connecting people in your space.
So before we wrap up, obviously we're doing this, it's a very special episode that we're doing, and it's Women's Month. And back to Davina when she was saying, sometimes you have to deal with you. It's not necessarily what is happening around you, but something that is happening in you that you are now projecting on other people. So this is not only happening in aviation. We also have other spaces where women are feeling like, I feel incompetent because it's just a feeling in them, or they've noticed something in the environment. What would you say to motivate someone like that to keep going and to reach their potential?
I would say you must always be yourself and passionate about what you want to do, because it is possible that you can do it, but a passion For me, my number one is passion, because
Yes.
when you are passionate,
Yeah.
on a day to day, you don't even feel like you
Yes,
are
you're not
working, and you
working,
can
yeah.
overcome a lot of challenges doing your work, because you started with passion
Yes.
first.
Davina, how did you do it? And what would you say, to the next woman, to the next gent who's looking at this and is saying, you know what, I'm also male, but I'm experiencing this. What would be your motivation to this person who's struggling, the same way you did?
Yeah, I think coming into any new space, it's uncomfortable. You have a bit of
Yes.
anxiety and whatnot, and you think you don't belong.
Yes.
But my advice is just be confident, fake
Yeah.
it till you make it, because
Yes.
everyone around you also doesn't know what's going
Yeah.
on. So hit the ground running, and don't be afraid to stumble along the way, because that's learning and that's life.
Yeah. Okay, ladies, so this has been very interesting. And before we close, I'm sure a lot of people want to know, how do I get funding? I'm now so interested. I want to be this engineer. I want to find out and Google for over 45 courses that I can do. Where do they find finding? Where do they search for this information?
Yes, well, I myself had my studies funded through a bursary program. SARB does offer graduate learnerships
Okay.
and bursary programs with an emphasis on women as well.
Yes. Oh, interesting.
So not only my company, but there's various
Yes.
companies out there that are willing to sponsor you for your studies and then perhaps take you on after for a job. So that's one option.
Yes. Khomozo?
From my side, at South African Civil Aviation Authority, we do have bursaries.
Yes.
For pilots, aeronautical engineer, and aircraft maintenance engineer. They are on our website, but the easy way these days is social media, because
Yes.
if you are on social media or you follow the civil aviation on social media, it will give you a notification when our bursaries are advertised. So it's open for everyone. But for those careers, the requirements is math, science, and English,
Yes.
with a minimum of 60%
Okay.
and above.
What is in demand right now?
What is in demand?
Yes, the top in demand in your space.
Software engineers,
Yes.
big in demand, not just in my space, but
Yes.
in all the spaces.
Okay.
So if you love maths, physics, puzzle solving, you can't go wrong with engineering.
And how old can I be to come and do, into the aviation space? Say someone is watching this and they're like, you know what, I'm in my 40s. Can they also pursue it?
It's never too late for anything.
Oh, interesting. Yes.
Oh, yes. It's never too late for anything, but for bursaries, there's a
cap.
age limit. Yes,
Okay.
the cap, but it's never too late to do anything.
They can
that you
self-fund.
Fund themselves, yes.
Okay. No, thank you so much, ladies. Anything else that you would like to highlight? Any comments to anybody who's felt, you know what, I've been wanting to do this my whole life. I didn't know where to go. Any final thoughts to them, and anything else that you'd like everybody who's watching to know about the space?
Yeah, I think if I had to impart any final words to someone who was once where I was, it's to be a little delusional.
Yes.
I mean, maybe it's naive, but in life, anything can happen. Don't let external factors influence what you want to do. Just go for it. And if it's meant for you, it will happen.
And Khomozo, any final words from you?
From me, be yourself, be confident, and be self-motivated. Anything is possible. Don't limit yourself. There is so much more out there. Thank you.
And there we go from our two lovely guests. What I am hearing today, and I hope that you are getting the same message, is that there's no dream that is too big for anyone. Anything is possible if you have the right attitude, and if you have the passion for it, it will make it easy for you to drive and achieve what you want to achieve in life. Don't forget to go visit the websites, to go Google more about aviation, because, hey, ladies, we need you out there. We need you, the female pilots. We need the engineers out there. We need you to showcase the upcoming generation as well that this is doable. So this is a space where everybody believes that this is a male-dominant space, and today we are sitting with the two lovely ladies who are proving to the society that they've done it, and so can you. And we're looking forward to be hosting you again with our next episode on the Fundi Talks student. Thank you so much.